good? Master Jamal here, and today we're going to talk about how to navigate life with the hand you are dealt. One thing about life for sure is that it's not the same for everyone. We all may have some of the same experiences, but one thing that stands apart for all of us is the deck we are given. Yes, this is my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I stopped collecting side note. I stopped collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards a while ago. So like the last time I actually learned how to play Yu-Gi-Oh was the GX era, Yu-Gi-Oh GX. So is this that deck? No, this isn't it. But this is the one I grabbed as a reference. But the thing is, one thing that is for sure different for everyone is the hand we are dealt. But ultimately, how we use that, how we believe in the heart of the cards, is ultimately how we triumph or fail. Because life is a lot like Dark Souls, one of my favorite video game series. You start off with your character. Now, granted, you don't exactly get to choose the character you start with in this case, but you develop your stats. Starting off as a kid, you're learning the basics of life. You're learning that there are rules, there are just certain things that are just going to be regardless of whatever you do. There are just things that are always going to be. Now, with that being said, it's all a matter of, ultimately, there are things that you have no control over that will have influence over your life. If you guys know what this card is and the fact that I just pulled it from shuffling it throughout this conversation so far, it's amazing. Freaking amazing. I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna use that as a sign. And no, I don't have any tarot cards. I never even learned how to use them or anything like that. But I decided to use Yu-Gi-Oh cards because these are my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This is the part of the deck that I'm giving. But anyway, things are going to be just always out of your control for a while. Just with how the system is set up, there's not much you can do from the ages 0 to 7 or even 8 to 16 or 16 to 21 for that matter. Like things change really 16, well, once you become 18 for the most part. But throughout life, one thing that's always going to be consistent is how you carry yourself, how you utilize your character in this simulation. So, going through life with the hand that you're dealt. Interesting. Dragon Capture Drawer. And no, it's not that kind of video. I'm just playing around. It's not that kind of video. The cards probably have some kind of significance, but I'm just shuffling them as I talk. But ultimately, how you upgrade your character is what will determine how your life will be, and your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, and how often you center yourself. Because like in my other videos, I'll talk about things about techniques, breathing techniques you can use, meditation techniques you can use to always recenter yourself. Because the more you recenter yourself to the point of being just neutral, you are able to make the best decisions with the hand that you are dealt. But if you're always going to respond and react to an emotional place with the hand that you're dealt, you probably won't make the best moves with the cards that you have in your hand. But you can always pull a new card. Start over. What the heck is going on right now? That one was interesting. Sidebar. Fairy Meteor Crush. When a monster equipped with this card attacks with an attack that is higher than that of the offense, the defense position, inflicts a difference in battle damage to your opponent. Nah, we're just going to use that as an example. So you can always start fresh. You can always recenter yourself, come back to your center, come back to your neutral point, and make better decisions. And back to the Dark Souls reference. So life is a lot like Dark Souls. Admittedly, once you get to a certain age in your life, you become more aware of your actions. I would say for some of us, it's as early as, honestly, 7 years old, and others not until later in life. For me, I began to become more aware of my actions. I was in middle school, so how old was I in middle school? Like, yeah, about 14. Like, most don't come get it till later, and unfortunately, some don't get it until even later than that. But for me, it was during middle school. That was like 6th grade. How long ago was 6th grade? 6th grade was 12 years ago for me. I'm 30 right now. 12 years ago, I can do a little math in my head. 10, 20. What? No, that math was wrong. That math was horrible. What the heck? Looking at the, okay, 2006. That's actually 18 years ago. So what we're going to do is subtract that by 10 and my 8. What was my age? That's what it was. That's what we doing. So 30 years old minus 18. So minus a 10. I was 12. Yeah, so for me it was 12. That was around the time I began to become more aware of my actions and wanting to be better and not just follow along with what everyone else is doing. Because unfortunately, a lot of people are just going to follow the herd. That's just what they're about. Bro, what? Yeah, you gotta remove that mask and dispel the illusion of, man, this is really important. Like, yeah, I'm playing around with this deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but some of these things right here got a lot of symbolism. I'm just, especially Blackluster Soldier, just like the epitome of me. But what was I saying? Yeah, the sooner you become aware and conscious of your actions and how you're interacting with the things around you, the better you are able to make better decisions with the hand that you're dealt. Because again, back to the Dark Souls reference, and let me finish this reference out. You start with your character, right? Once you become aware of who you are and what you like to do, you get your character stats. And your stats can be whatever you just so happen to align to. Now, the thing is, as you're progressing through life, again, once you're 18, and once you start working and once you start living on your own, that's when the game truly begins. From that point of being a baby up until you move out on your own, you're just developing yourself. And you always have to continue to develop yourself, even afterwards. Ancient Elf. I'm gonna put my phone on vibrate. This thing is tripping. Where was I? Yes, you have to always continue to develop yourself. So, I use this reference a lot with life being like a video game, and admittedly, it took playing Dark Souls for me to understand this concept I'm even sharing with you right now. Because the fact of the matter is, life is really like a video game. And during that time before you move out on your own, you are developing your skill sets, you're developing your stats. And there will be a pool of, like, I guess in this case, since we're using Dark Souls, there will be a pool of souls you have that you have not used yet. Some of them you will use to like increase your stats, but others you won't just yet because you haven't moved out on your own yet. Granted, you can still allocate and do what you need to do, and also a trick to it is that you're always consistently gaining souls in this simulation of life. You're consistently gaining souls at all time. You just gain souls faster once you start to learn and interact and do things and that involve you building skills. Because regardless of what happens, you will always have a pool of souls always coming to you, a pool of energy always coming to you, and you gain more. The speed of which this energy comes to you accelerates once you start to learn new skills. And by definition of you learning these new skills, they will go to whichever stat they are allocated to. I'm not sure exactly how the stats for life will be, but I'm one of the many people who put a lot of their stats into strength, speed, intelligence, faith, for sure, dexterity, because I'm a martial artist. Like, if I'm putting myself in terms of a video game character, my dexterity, strength, stamina, intelligence, faith, are really high, and my endurance as well. Like my stats are pretty high for my character in this game, and it's all a matter again of using your hand wisely. Let's say I just draw an actual hand from my deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because I've been shuffling this whole time, and we're just gonna see what we're gonna get. Get 5 cards. Let me set the deck down. And let's see. Well then, this means something for me, because I have no monster cards in this hand. I have 3 trap cards and 2 magic cards. One of the magic cards that stands out the most. Again, I've just been shuffling this Yu-Gi-Oh card deck since I've been talking. It's Blackluster Ritual. If you understand anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, in order for me to be this, I need this first. Granted, I don't have any monster cards to, let's see, this card is used to ritual summon Blackluster Soldier. You must offer monsters whose total level stars equal 8 or more to tribute. And that's it. But other than that, I just got trap cards. I got reinforcements, Mask of Restriction, and Castle Walls. And Insect Barrier is the other spell card I have. But it's like, okay, I just pulled a random hand up from this deck that I was given. Like, let's say this is hypothetically my deck of life, and I just pulled some cards just to see. And now this is the hand that I have. I have 3 trap cards and 2 magic cards. What? If you play Yu-Gi-Oh, you know what you're going to do. But in my case, I would just honestly just place my 3 trap cards, or 2 of these face down, and yeah, I just have to. I'm just waiting. There's nothing I can do with this hand. I can't necessarily move forward. All I can do is plan. Shit, that's exactly what I've been doing anyway. I've just been doing a lot of planning and strategizing for my next move. What the heck is going on? These aren't tarot cards, but hey, universe, picking up what you putting down, and that's all that it really is. How to, like, navigating life with the hand that you're dealt. Like, you're gonna pull a hand, and you might not be able to do much with it, but you have to do something with it, even if that something is also nothing. So in my case, I'm gonna pull another card, and it's another magic card, which I can't do nothing with this card, and it's cool. And the beauty of this is nothing is really actively attacking you. You can say that life is doing stuff and like stuff is happening to you, but is it though? The beauty about reality creation is the simple fact that your perception, your perspective, ultimately decides what is happening. Because yeah, things are going on outside of you, things you can't control, but you can't control them. So why are you stressing? Pull another card. Another magic card. I can't do nothing with this. But as I'm sitting here, I'm still gaining. I'm gaining knowledge. I'm gaining patience. I'm gaining faith. I'm gaining a lot of unseen things simply because everything in my hand right now is meant for planning and plotting so I can do my next move. So let's say I draw again. Hey, we finally got a monster card, and it's a beast effect. We have Nimble Momonga. It's a beast effect card. If you are interested in what it looks like, that is cool. It's green, and it's the green screen doing that. That makes the card look a little bit better. But let's just see what it says, just for the heck of it. What am I going to do with this card? When this card is sent to the graveyard as a result of battle, increase your life points by 1,000. You can also special summon up to 2 Nimble Momonga cards from your deck to the side of your field in the face down defense position. Then shuffle your deck. I can just put this on the field, move forward, and then put it into the graveyard and just gain my hypothetical 1,000 life points, which in this case, in this hypothetical like thing that I'm doing right now, is good. Now there's in essence more energy coming my way, so I can do more things. note that for a lot of people who are watching this video right now, or who come across the video, you are probably in a situation like that where it's like you have a lot of like really effective things in your hand, and maybe you just pulled a card like that was like, hey, you gain more things internally. I want you to really sit and think about that. You are gaining a lot of things internally. Yeah, you had something. Let me pick this card up. Yeah, you had something visible that everyone can see, it being a monster card. People can see that you did this, but why do you care about what other people think? And I'm saying it because a lot of you guys, once upon a time myself, used to care a lot about what other people thought and wanted to show people that I'm this, that, and the third. I know I'm him. I don't gotta prove to you that I'm him. Simple as that. But sometimes my himness comes out, and you just saw me gain 1,000 points of energy. So now, again, pulling another card. We got Big Eye, which is another effect monster. So see 5 cards from the top of your deck, arrange them in any order desired, and replace them to the top of your deck. Bro, I don't know what you doing, universe, right now, but this, you spitting right now, bruh. Because imagine this. So the beauty behind this card right now is the simple fact that those 5 cards are your manifestations. Let's say you are manifesting some things, and in this case, it's a total of 5 things that you are really looking forward to manifest. I'm just going to pull 5 cards. We're going to see what we're going to get. And I guess this is turning into a tarot card video with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because oh man, the universe ain't missing. So I just pulled 5 cards, right? These are your manifestations. Again, navigating life with the hand you're dealt, with the life deck that you are given, is important. I don't know what these 5 cards are. I was just shuffling for like a good, let's say, 5-10 minutes before I just started drawing cards. To form a hand, that is. And it is just all just to show you that regardless of what happens, you still need to persevere. You still need to make decisions. You pulling a lot of magic or trap cards is for you to be planning. This is that would be an indicator of you to be planning what you need to do for the things that you want to do. And by definition of the cards that I just pulled, I gained something internally. So I gained more energy. I gained more spirit energy. And now and admittedly, there are a couple things that I do want to manifest anyway. I think it might be more than 5. Let's just say it's 5 things. Let's say there are 5 things I manifested. The fact that I'm listing these 5 things off and keeps putting that intention out there, letting the universe know that these are the things that I want in my time of planning with the cards that I have. We haven't looked at them yet. I get to arrange these in any way I see fit, just as the effect of the card says. Now, this effect is not something only for Yu-Gi-Oh! This is something to take with you for everything. Because where focus goes, energy flows. We know this, like I've said this a number of times. Now, of the 5 things you are potentially manifesting, if like whatever you're manifesting, if you're manifesting more than, we're just using 5 right now. Of the 5 things you're manifesting, yes, you can manifest them all at once, but in the 3D realm, you will have to focus on one of the 5 things, which will be the card that I put at the top, which would be the next card that I draw. Now, I say you want money, you want a loving relationship with a loving, committed relationship. You want what's another thing I can say? You want a house, you want a car, and you want to travel. Let's say you want to do all 5 of these things, right? Regardless of which you choose first, you can still get all 5 of them at the same time or within a certain sequence of events, which I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Sequence of events are the things that we do not control. And sometimes within these sequence of events, our actions take a part of it, because sometimes you might have to take an action, whether it be waiting, drawing a card, or something in order for the sequence of events to have a domino effect. And it's just as simple as that. A sequence of events will happen leading to your manifestations. But you sitting there, and not sitting there, you being that version of yourself that has these 5 things already, because you pulled the 5 cards. These are the 5 things you pulled. If you know what there are, because these are the things that you want. You understand? These are the things that you want. And you're going to arrange them in the order that you see fit. You arrange them in the order that you see fit doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get them in that order, but you know that these 5 things, you're going to get them regardless. So just to backtrack a little bit, we pulled our hand based on the hand that we got, regardless of whatever your life is, based on the hand that you got. And I would also recommend you just take a moment to sit down at some point and just really think about where you are in your life. Are you where you want to be? If you're not where you want to be, ask yourself, how can I get there? And if you just so happen to notice that you're in a position like this, where you don't have much in your hand to do anything with, then draw another card. Regardless of what's going on around you, because the stuff that's going on outside of you, you have no control over that. All you have control over is yourself and how you respond to what's going on around you, while also in that response having a centered, peaceful self. Now let's see what these 5 cards are, because I don't know what they are. We have 3 monster cards and 2 trap cards. Again, I can arrange these in the order that I see fit. Let's say of these 5 cards, let me show you what the cards are first. My bad. These are the cards that I drew. We got Shadow of Eyes. Shadow of Eyes. I need you to focus. There we go. We got Parasite. What the heck did I say? Parasite? Oh, wow. Dark King of the Abyss. Dragon Capture Jar. And Mysterious Puppeteer. So now, again, these 5 cards are just what they are. Admittedly, right this very moment, no symbolism is really coming from them. And if you've just like, let's say you're watching this video yourself and you found some symbolism in any of these cards that I drew, then just comment down below what it means to you. I think that's how tarot cards work. But again, it's not a tarot deck, it's Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But with how we are, our perspectives are always different. What's up with these white balance? Can you chill out? Chill. This white balance is going crazy. Let me turn this down. Bro, why did you... Wow. Hold up. Let me fix this real quick. Because now that I notice it, it's annoying. And the brightness not doing anything. I'm not seeing any feedback. Oh, the white balance is on auto. Okay. Let me see. Ooh. Okay. Well, let's cancel that. I don't like that at all. Let me turn this one down too. Bruh, what? I didn't even touch it. But that's how it's supposed to look. But yeah, if you felt any kind of significant meaning from the cards that I drew for you, just from like, if you are a Yu-Gi-Oh fan or not, I should say look up the cards. Or just look at the card, maybe the name of it or something. You can pick up something. Because that's what's so cool about life. You can look at something and pick up something that another person wants. Your perspective is yours. And that's the beauty about having your own perspective. Let me stress this real quick. Just because somebody has a different perspective than you does not mean they're a bad person. But morally, we can all agree that some perspectives need help. Some perspectives do actually need help. You know what they are. So don't need to say anything. But yes, let's say these are the 5 cards that you drew. The love, the money, the job, the car, and traveling. I'm just gonna arrange them in any way. I know which card is which. And it is what it is, because like, you know, and just as I explained, regardless of which order you put these cards in, you know you're going to get them. It may not be in the order that the cards are drawn, but hey, you know you're going to get these cards, and I'm going to draw. So we have Parasite, and this is an insect effect. So let's see if I can pull something from this. Put this card face up on your opponent's deck and shuffle it. When your opponent draws this card, it's a special summon on your opponent's side of the field. To the field in the face-up defense position and inflicts 1,000 points of damage to your opponent's life points. Then all face-up monsters on your opponent's side of the field become insect type as long as this card remains face-up on the field. This is making me question myself. Am I parasitic to anyone? I don't feel like I am. Is there any parasitic tendencies that I may have? These are the kind of questions you want to ask yourself. Because yeah, let's say, well, actually there was a bond with someone I had to stop talking. I had to burn that bridge. And I've talked about how you know what to do when you're interacting with someone that's not so great, when it felt like to me that they were the parasite. And they were just like, she was a succubus. I felt like she was being a succubus and just using me for my energy. And oh man, just the more I think about it, the more I realize it didn't make sense. But yeah, let me move on with the video though. And ultimately, moving throughout life with the hand that you're dealt all depends on the decisions that you make. And you want to try to not come from an emotional place or really an irrational place, because you can be emotional on a high vibrational emotion spectrum, but not in that low vibrational emotional spectrum. Because you want to make sure you are at the very least, centered on the spectrum. Not low in any capacity, but you can be high. But being calm and centered is best because you can make the best decisions from a calm mind. And again, whichever cards. Hey, wait a minute. I drew a few monster cards, right? And I needed to sacrifice enough to equal 8. I need to sacrifice enough to equal 8. Did I get that? We got 5, 2, and 2. That's 9. So by definition of that, because I still got, by definition of this card, I have enough to summon Blackluster Soldier. So I'm going to end the video right here and reiterate this one more time. Navigating life with the hand that you're dealt all depends on you. You can have a hand of cards right now that's not so great, but as long as you center yourself, reflect on what you need to do. Maybe you need to do some planning right now. Maybe you need to communicate more right now. Maybe you need to do something. Because if you just so happen to have things going on around you that are in a correlation to the hand that I drew with all of those magic and trap cards, then you need to really take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself those kinds of questions I was just saying. What do I need to be doing right now? Do I need to be communicating? Who do I need to talk to? In terms of like making the steps that I need to. Like planning and strategizing is what you need to be doing right now. If you just so happen to have a hand or things going on in your life where there's not much action you can really take. Because no action is still a form of action. If you've made it this far in the video, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Comment down below any of your thoughts on this, and if any of you have your own Yu-Gi-Oh cards, whether it be on Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel or any physical cards that you have, I'd just say give it a shot. You know, see what happens. You don't have to necessarily have tarot cards to do anything, because this was just fun. Like, this was just fun. Oh man, Light and Darkness Dragon at the bottom of the deck, man. What you doing, bro? This feels so symbolic to me.
Light and darkness. This is the dragon of balance. What does it say? This dragon cannot be special summoned while this card is face up on the field. This attribute is also treated as dark. When a spell or trap card is activated, or the effect of a monster is activated, the activation is negated, and this card loses 500 in attack and defense. When this card is destroyed, it's into the graveyard. Select one monster in your graveyard, then destroy your cards you control and special summon that monster. Wow, interesting. But yeah, this was fun because it said a lot about me personally. And like with some of the experiences, and again, I'm stressing, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! This is not a tarot card deck. And what's interesting about tarot card users is not necessarily the cards, it's the user themselves. So this just brings it full circle. It's not about the hand that you're dealt, it's about how you use the cards in your life deck and in your hand. So keep that in mind. Rewatch this video as many times as you need to. This is 30 minutes, bruh. Wow. And hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And again, links are down in the description below if you want any personal training, any mentoring, whether it be spiritually or you just want like an hour or so. Because I got some clients coming in and they want. I have a 7-week program that I mentioned a while back. Or did I say 8-week? I redacted it and made it a 7-week program. And I'll make a video talking more about it later because I have everything I need to get started. And yeah. Like if you want something more extensive than just an hour or so, just hit me up on Instagram or something like that, and we'll talk about what that process will look like. But again, this has been Master Jamal, and I'll see you guys next time.